In the movie Jaws, there is a famous part when police chief talks to the shark hunter right after the shark is briefly shown for the first time. This talk is not just a great conversation in the movie, it also shows how the filmmaker Steven Spielberg used a special plan in the whole movie. In the movie, people talk a lot about the shark, but you don't see it much. And when you do see it, it's often doing things instead of just being there. There is a story that when the people in charge of making the movie first asked Spielberg to film it, he agreed only if they did not show the shark for the first hour. Spielberg used a trick that Alfred Hitchcock used in his movies. Spielberg used a trick that Alfred Hitchcock often used in his movies too. Hitchcock once said, "Imagine there is a bomb under a table. If it goes off suddenly, that's a surprise. But if you know the bomb is there and it might go off at any moment, that's suspense." Spielberg keeps shark hidden for most of the movie, creating suspense. Even we don't directly see the shark, we see what it does, which builds up tension, which makes movie more exciting. The story happens during 4th of July weekend on Amity Island, a place where tourists come and spend money. The movie starts with a scary scene which shows a shark attacking a girl who was swimming at night. Everything suggests that it's a shark attack, but the mayor doesn't want to scare away tourists, so he tells police chief Broody to be just open. Broody disagrees, thinking it's dangerous. The mayor, however, insists that they need to keep tourists happy. He even goes to beach in his massive clothes to encourage people to swim. In spite of the danger, people follow his lead, which leads to predictable consequences. During a town meeting, the film's second most important character, Quinn, played by Robert Shaw, interrupts. He grabs attention by scraping his nails on a blackboard which has a picture of a shark. He offers to be hunted to catch the shark. "You all know me. You know how I make a living." Shortly after which, Broody is seen at home looking at books about sharks, which helps Spielberg make us think about the dangerous shark by showing us picture of its scary teeth, small cold eyes, and pictures of people who got hurt. One photo shows a shark holding diver's air tank in its mouth, which might be when Broody gets his idea for how to defeat the shark at the end. And the third most important character is Cooper, played by Richard Dreyfuss, who is an expert on the ocean. He's brought in to give advice and share important information in the movie. He says, "What we are dealing with here is a perfect engine of an eating machine." Broody is sure that they need to close the beaches and kill the shark, but the mayor delays making the decision. And when shark is shown on the TV news, a reward of $3,000 is offered, which leads to many people coming to Amity to try and catch the shark for the money. At this point, Spielberg comes with a creative way to show the shark without directly showing it. A group of men gathered on wooden pier hoping to catch the shark. One of them even takes his wife's meat to use as bait. They attach a big hook to the meat, connect it to the pier with a chain, and put it in the water. But the shark is so strong that it pulls the pier away from where it was attached and take it out to sea. It is impressive, but even more eerie the next scene where we see floating pier turn around and go back toward the shore. What the movie thinks that float are used to hint at the shark that you can't see. When Broody, Quinn, Cooper go out to sea on Quinn's leaky boat, they shoot harpoons at the shark. These harpoons are tied to floating yellow eggs. The eggs are meant to tire the shark by making it pull them through the water. The most important action scenes at the end, we often see the eggs instead of the shark, but we already know the shark is there because of how the story was set up. The script, written by Spielberg, Benchley, and Carl Gottlieb with help from Howard Sackler, and an important speech by Shaw, doesn't try to be confusing. The characters' reason for doing things are easy to understand. They don't talk too much. Some of the lines they say are short and strong, like this one. I won't watch that thing being cut open and see the little Hintner boy's body come out on the dog. And the other one is like, I found a tooth as big as shot glass in a broken part of a boat out there. It was from a great white shark. And the last one, a shark has eyes which look red like false eyes. When it comes towards you, it seems like it's not alive until it bites you, and then its black eyes turn white. Once the scene which introduced shark and set the stage as finished, the most important part of the movie takes place during runtime out at sea, which is where Cooper with Bloody being scared of the water joined Quinn on his boat. Bloody is correct in thinking they need a bigger boat. Quinn's boat is really not enough. It has leaks, engine makes lots of black smoke. The part where the crew stands is not safe and easily makes someone to fall into the water, and there is a platform with a harness. A different bird sticks out. A person standing on it looks like a small snap on a stick. And the most exciting part of the movie happens at the night in the galley when the men are drinking apricot brandy. Quint and Hooper start showing their scars. Finally, Quint starts talking in a serious way, telling a story from World War II about a ship called the USS Indianapolis that sank. Quint was one of the sailors on that ship. He says that out of the 1,100 men who ended up in the water, sharks ate all but 316 before they were saved. He says they averaged 6 and all. When the shark finally shows up for his close-up shots, it's very scary, and most people watching get surprised. They don't usually wonder why the shark is acting in a strange way, like trying to eat the boat. The shark has already been talked about a lot and shown in videos, so when it actually appears, it feels even scarier because of all the things we have learned about it. Spielberg's first big success had things he used again in many of his movies. A scene at night where they hunt shark at sea shows something he often likes using, a little beam seen in fog. He keeps focusing on characters and doesn't rush past them to show off special effects, which many filmmakers in 1990s did. In Jaws' later movies, he prefers hitting a mode instead of making things really emotional. One special thing about movies is that it's not too loud or intense. The music by John Williams that you all familiar with is not loud, shocking, it's more quiet and sneaky. The music often plays when we are seeing things from the shark's perspective underwater, which is another way Spielberg makes us think of the shark without fully showing it. The way the movie looks, done by Will Butler, tries to show the story happening in regular American neighborhoods, even though Spielberg would later like showing life in the suburbs. Jaws shows people from the suburbs who are on vacation. Jaws came out in 1975 and quickly became highest grossing movie up to that time. It also changed how movies are released in summer. Before, the summer was for smaller movies, but Jaws showed that big movies could be successful in the summer, which inspired many of the summer trailers and special effects filled movies. For Spielberg, Jaws was the starting point for his incredible career as a filmmaker. Before Jaws, he was known for good movies like Duel, which came in 1971, and the Sugarland Express, which came in 1974. But after Jaws, he became really famous, and movies like Close Encounters of the Third Kind came in 1977, and my most favorite, Riders of the Lost Ark, came in 1980. People saw him as a top filmmaker.